This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com. This show is brought to you by Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh podcasting with the perfect pepperoni pizza. Production services by Sidekick Media Services. And listeners like you, supporting us at patreon.com/AwesomeCast. Time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast. I'm Mike Sorg at Sorgatron on the social medias and the Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, home of fries on your salad. I forgot they put fries on my salad, and I got a salad the other day, and I was at Eaton Park, so you know how that went. Dave Podnar out from the Pod Cave. Well, where's he at? There's the button.
Here I am. I'm still feeling warm.
You're still feeling warm.
I have the backdrop.
You're in that. You're just like how I watch Disney videos forever after a vacation, right? Like you're just like, I just wish I was here right now. Although it's been really nice here in Pittsburgh, but I appreciate these blue sky days.
Yeah, no. The wet and people are going to kill me on this. I prefer high temperatures to be around 60 degrees or upper 50s.
That's your comfort zone, if you will.
That's my comfort zone versus 90 to 120.
All right.
Much prefer this.
Also with us, you saw him over on the Miss Q cam. There we go. Yeah, let's line up the intern Mac shot. There you go. That's the Mac cam. How you doing, Mac?
I'm good. How are you guys?
You're the lone intern. You're the sole surviving intern. Intern Tony's out there. He's doing the social media, logged in on everything remotely, and apparently very easily. Apparently, intern John in Scotland smoothed everything over. So because we've been having a heck of a time getting him on for some of the other social medias the last couple of weeks, but. Anyways, I got nearly a single double factor. Maybe it's just all the accounts for the podcast are not as secured as the wrestling ones. That's what I just discovered. So, and I should not have said that live on the air, but that's fine. Hey, we're experimenting with a few things here. So if you are joining us live, it might be another reason to join us live. We're playing with vMix Social. And what that means is if you're in our chat room for the Sorgatron Media Twitch or AwesomeCast on the Facebook or the YouTube, if we've set this up right, or Blue Sky, if you use the hashtag in the corner, AC755 here during the show, we're going to be playing with this a little bit. And I'm just waiting for my mom to come in and chat. And Podnar, if you want to drop some things in there as well, just so we can see what it looks like.
I'm waiting on the notification on Facebook.
Oh, okay. Go to the page. It's already up there. I don't know why the notification's not coming through, but we're definitely live. So we might play with that a little bit. So if you see a pop up here in the corner or anything like that, we might play with that a little bit here. So a little tool. So if you see something a little different, that's something we can do. And actually, if I did this right, intern Mac has the button and can send things to our screen from your laptop over there. So we have given Mac the power. There you go. Anyways, but from that, let's get into our awesome things of the week. Podnar, why don't you go first? Because I got a little show and tell tip kind of thing to go on here.
Sure. So this past Saturday, the Allegheny County Airport Authority had their second public trial for the new airport terminal. I signed up way back when in the very beginning. Didn't hit the first one, but I was accepted for the second one. So what you did, they had around 2,000 people show up, and it was sorry about that. So what you did is they parked you in the new garage, and at check-in, they gave you, at check-in in the garage there, they gave you a script to follow. So I was a traveler who was flying on Frontier going to Denver, and I was TSA clear with normal baggage. So all that was set up. So after kind of queuing everyone up so, we wouldn't overwhelm everyone that's kind of as a mad rush, trying to, get the volume as it normally would. Went into the airport, walked up to the counter. The people behind the counter were actually Frontier people. So they were trying to get the new systems up and running. So they were familiar with it. Got everything taken care of. Went through security. One great thing, and this is great for technology people, with the new security at the Pittsburgh airport, you don't have to take your electronics out of the bag.
Ooh.
So I took my bag. They said, well, if you're going to bring something, pretend that pack like you're traveling. So I took a backpack with my work computer in it. And when I flew a couple weeks ago, I had to take it out, put it in its separate little thing, and have everything going. For this one, I just dumped the thing with my contents of my thing on contents of my pockets, put it through security, and it just went through. So much quicker and easier. And you can see that's entering the terminal real wide open. You can see you're not feeling confined. And when you walk in, you're on the level that you need to be. So unlike the current terminal where you walk in, you have to take an escalator up to get your tickets and come back down. Or if you're dropped off at the right level, but then you have to take an escalator down to go through security. All that's on one level.
Nice.
Much more. And then after we went through security, we walked over the bridge to the gate part. We were separated, so we didn't actually get near a gate. But after that, we walked. This is the bridge that actually you walk into between the new building and the existing terminal. So it's a little bit of a downhill slope. So if you have someone with a wheelchair, it could be a bit of an issue. But they do have elevators.
I've seen worse.
Generally, you can see you just kind of go in there, and when you're coming back to get your luggage, there's like a little half escalator. That's where right around luggage. So again, wide open. There's a little cafe down there. So if you're waiting for someone, and they have artwork by the baggage carousels, which is again a nice touch.
Nice.
And again, it's really wide open. It's a lot quicker. You don't feel confined. It seems to be a really good design.
I like it. I've been seeing a lot of the videos. I was supposed to go actually, it's probably the same session you were at Saturday morning, but unfortunately some things came up and I wasn't able to make it down. But so missed my opportunity. I guess gotta wait for somebody to fly me out apparently. So here soon. Is there any word on whether it might be opening this up for the public?
That I haven't heard. Rumor is late November. But when on the trial, they were still finishing up the counters for the rental cars.
Right.
So I mean, they were the areas were there, but they were like installing the electrical and the whatever for each one.
Important question: are the rental cars now in their own building?
Yes. So what happens now is if you fly into Pittsburgh, you go across. It's in a little, I don't want to call it a bridge, but it's in a little connector between the garage, because the rental cars are all on the first floor of the garage.
Sure.
So they're all covered. So basically you walk basically across the little access road, but it's covered. And then you enter into the connector building, and it's in that connector building. So it's not near luggage. It's in its own little separate.
It's not necessarily like you have to take a shuttle to get to it.
Oh no,
because that's what drives me nuts when I have after a flight and you have to take a shuttle like 15 minutes away to get your car.
The only shuttle that will happen is because right now the parking, when they open up the new terminal, they'll have an executive lot, which I'm assuming no one, but we may know of someone who can afford to park in the executive lot, or you could take out a loan probably to park in the executive lot. But most people aren't going to park there. Even the garage, I don't think a lot of people are going to park there, even though there's like 5,000-6,000 spots in it. I think I read that it's like the third largest garage in Pennsylvania.
Jeez.
It is mammoth. It is mammoth.
Okay.
But most people are going to park in the extended lots like they do now. But the extended lots are like a mile away or plus. So there's going to be bus shuttles that run from the terminal to the parking area. So that's where most people. That's the only really thing you're going to have to wait for is shuttles to say, "Oh, I got to go where my car's parked," type thing. If you park at the
And that's
airport,
not
not
much
like
different.
off airport park.
That's not much different than what we have now. I mean, other
Yeah.
than going on the people mover out to
Mhm.
the parking lot or something like that. So that's not a big deal. So that's not too bad. I don't mind
No,
that. So
no. And the one nice thing about the new garage, and this is kind of technology based, is over every parking spot there's a little light,
mhm.
and
Uh-huh.
if it's open, it's green.
Yep.
If it's not open, it's red.
You're familiar with this if you've parked in the garages at Disney
Ah,
or Disney Springs, or actually they even had this on the in the airport. We had a little bit of a mishap where somebody left their phone in my car when I was dropping off to the airport in Greenville, South
oh,
Carolina. Small airport, but still. And I was having a hell of a time finding a spot. And it was one of those like, if you get out of this garage in 15 minutes, you won't get charged. I was a
mm,
minute late because it took me forever to find a spot and then leave after I connected and gave the phone to the person.
mm.
So yeah, so it was $2. It was fine. I was
Well,
like
that's
worried.
not too
I
bad.
was worried about it. It
Yeah,
was $2. I'm like, I'm in the middle of
yeah.
Greenville, South Carolina. Stuff's not going to be
Well, you got a
expensive.
point there. Things
So
aren't expensive.
no,
And,
no,
and when you enter the garage, it
hmm
says it gives you like level 2, 3, 4, I think
yeah,
5,
yeah.
and it says here's how many spots are open on each level.
And this is common. This is common. In
Right.
newer
Well, I would
garages
say,
actually.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say it's newish to garages I've been around locally at least.
Yes, absolutely. Nobody around here is doing it,
No,
but I've definitely seen it at other
should
airports. What's that?
they should
They should. Oh, everyone should,
should
for sure. But I think that's usually a new garage technology
yeah.
situation. So it's part of the package, if you will, probably. So either way. So all right. So here's my awesome thing of the week. A little bit of show and tell. If you follow us on the wrestling side of things, and I've wanted to bring back for a little bit, and this is something that really actually helped us a lot getting is in front of eyeballs. Back in the day. A few years ago, when we are building up some of
Hmm.
our accounts, like our YouTube and our Twitch, but we've brought back the quote unquote 24/7 feed for the wrestling. So here's like a match from a little bit. Actually, J Rock against WWE's Heath Slater that came to RWA sometime in the last year here. So actually about a year ago, because it would have been the November show last year. And we're actually advertising the one for this year right now. So what I've done is, and I just realized you can't see. Yeah, there we go. I'm seeing the same thing on two different computers and I'm thinking I'm screwing up. So the biggest thing I wanted to solve is, how do I, with modern technology, modern software, create a playlist of something that I can just play over and over again. This is something now when I did this before about 5-6 years ago, we had another computer. This thing was running Windows 7. It used a program called Wirecast, which is a precursor to what I use with vMix here, all in one kind of production thing. It had a nice playlist feature. We used it, but it just always lagged every once in a while. It's an older computer. Again, it's running Windows 7, well past the updates and everything like that. Right? It was kind of a pain, and finally I shut it down at some point. It sat here in the studio and ran like as much as possible. I'd always have to log in and fix it. That has not changed too much. So
Mm.
and so I was like, okay, how can I do this now? OBS is a free thing. vMix, we're using our licenses, so I don't want to use something in it because I know there's a playlist function there that we can use, but I don't know if it can be an ongoing playlist like I want to do. And this thing's been running pretty nonstop for last, let's see, Thursday was the last live stream that we did because we didn't have anything over the weekend this week because everything seems to happen the same weekend these days. We had 3 shows in one weekend, and then our Thursdays, of course. So what I ended up doing was going to, and let me see if I got this right here. So we have this. This is actually one of the Zoom computers that we have set up. This is actually the old studio computer before we upgraded recently, and we're running OBS. First of all, let me center that up here so we can see that on the verticals. We have OBS running and it's not full screen. And I add a little bit of text because there was always people like get in the chat room and ask, is this live? So we have some very simple, text marks in here. And I just have like, hey, Tuesday, Wrestling Mayhem show's coming up here. Kind of advertise the next thing happening on the feed because this is now
Mhm.
going to Twitch and this is going to YouTube. So I didn't want to I actually couldn't get it going. Vimeo wouldn't rebroadcast everything or else it'd probably be on Facebook too.
Mm.
But we weren't able to do that. So I have this, and I have a nice little notepad because obviously Tuesdays and Thursdays we have our podcast, and then we have Thursday
Mm-hmm.
night fights. So I want to swap those out every week, right? And obviously if we had a full show here, I would shut this down and I would bring Dave, you or Katie would be in this slot or something like this.
Right.
But it worked out. We had one off, so I could shut this off. I'm always running the task manager here because I'm always interested to see what the how much you are taxing things. This is an old, again, this is from 2014. It's a old Core i7 fourth generation. It's got about 16 gigs of RAM and everything like that. So I want to make sure this doesn't get too high. In general, if your stuff is running like 60% naturally as you're running your processes, you're in a pretty good shape. You have because if a process gets go crazy and spike, you have some room and it might not mess with your production. So in this case, we're running about 40%. We're pretty good there. This is running. So OBS has got me pretty set up here, right? So how do we get the playlist? There's this thing called VLC video source. All this is if you're familiar with VLC, this is just a video player that you can get for free. And as long as you have, this is where it got sketchy because I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. As long as you have the 64-bit version of VLC Media Player and the 64-bit version of OBS and the most recent versions, as long as you have them both installed, this will show up as an option in your sources as a VLC video source. From here, you can go in and select. I have it to loop the playlist, shuffle the playlist, so you're not like, okay, this match is definitely coming up next, unless the algorithm for the shuffle isn't very good. So I have folders. I have kind of dated folders. Hey, I downloaded a bunch of stuff, put it in the folder back on the 9th of September, actually. Or actually, it's probably like this month. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't think that date's right because I think I got my months wrong. But either way, so I have that. I threw some commercials in there. I have a weekly update playlist where I'm going to put something like this week's episode of this week episode of Wrestling Mayhem show perhaps will go there, or maybe I'll put a most recent show in there or something like that so it gets into the mix. But it's something I don't want to leave there because everything else are kind of just matches. I didn't want to put full shows because then you have a lot of music that's going to start pegging at that live stream and become an issue. And if I was looking at Facebook, I'd be concerned about it. But all these are videos that I pulled off of YouTube. So if there was music, we've already edited it out, or we let YouTube edit it out. So we already know there are videos that don't have problems. So we're able to put it in here. It does work pretty well. The issue is every once in a while, I'll look on the feed. The feed doesn't go down, but the feed will be stuck on the last frame of something. So sometimes that's a ad for Sidekick Media Services, which is like, great, at least it's that. And I have no idea how long it's been like this. I have no idea what the last match was. So I've been trying to figure out, are there certain files that are bad in here that I need to address perhaps? But who knows? I have.
Or is it just a matter of how you have it set up where you're you're jerry rigging something together where it wasn't planned on kind of working this way.
Yeah, at least like this extensively. It says it's looping, but is it getting to a certain point where it could be a bad file, it could be a bad bit somewhere or something like that, but still it stays up and it doesn't like keep. I don't have several. This thing's been running again since like Thursday, early Friday, consistently as one file. And then we're setting to Restream. We have a free Restream account. You can do 2 locations. So we're doing YouTube and we're doing Twitch. I would love to switch this over to Vimeo, but we've been having so many problems with Vimeo, and I've been back and forth with their customer service for about a month to figure out some issues we have about processing that's happening. We do events and then they don't show up for 48 hours, which is a problem if you paid for the event and would like to watch it because you didn't live. We've had this.
How is Vimeo's customer service?
I'm not going to talk about their customer service right now, especially since we're broadcasting.
Since
we're broadcasting via Vimeo right now. So.
Right. Well, I know, like if you have an issue with YouTube, or a Google product, the answer is good luck.
Yeah. Well, of a sort, Vimeo is a
France, right?
What's that? I don't know where the hell it is,
okay.
But Vimeo is a not good luck, but your answers are in the enterprise level that you can't afford. So that's where I'm at there. Even Restream, I was trying to get a backup key just for an event next week. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, Restream, what is it to do one event? And they're like, well, we really have a year service. Da 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 da. I'm just like, well, that doesn't help me. And I have one event that needs to do this. Because everybody else just goes straight to YouTube. I have one thing that wants to do a Restream, and one thing that would be really nice if we had a backup for. That's next Wednesday. Is there a service I can turn on for this? And they want to have a conversation and all this stuff. Listen, it should be a Patreon, but between these guys and the billboard people showed up at my door today. The billboard people, not the music people. The people,
the actual people
from
they want.
Yes, one of the big billboards showed up at my door today. Podnar.
Okay.
It's that company that has all the billboards around town. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're looking to get you to advertise on a billboard.
They were like, we have other radio companies, on that we billboard with, and maybe you'll need. I'm just like, we do back end stuff. I don't handle that. So I was like, well, we do events and stuff. It's like, well, you need it for your events. I'm just like, yeah, we're the tech back end. We don't handle the promotion at all. No. So, but I should have grabbed it. The business card pops up and it's a billboard standee. So I should do a little video on that later. But anyways,
when you said billboard people, I thought it was going to be because of how. Okay.
yeah, there you go. Just
that shot, just that one shot when it first went to it.
Yeah, that's just. If you're on audio, somebody's butt was up in the air in a ladies' match when I cut to the wrong camera.
But when you said billboard, because I know how your building is, I thought your building owner was looking to put a billboard on the side of your building.
That meant I was going to stay here, then that's great. If that means they're not going to sell it out from under me, that's great. So, by the way, this building is for sale. If you'd like to buy it and let us stay here, please. Anyway, so it's been for sale for a couple years. I don't think anybody's buying. Not in this economy. But so that was, OBS solves a lot of problems, and it's really cool that there was a solution to kind of do this, and pretty easily. And like I said, it's been really smooth. I've been really happy with it on a 10-year-old computer. And now we were just talking, intern Mac has, you got a Mac Mini or something, and was trying to figure out what to do with it. I'm just like, find a task, Plex server, something like this, and dedicated to it. It becomes an appliance at that point, and it becomes a little bit more useful. So there you go. So, and where am I at here? Where am I? Oh, I'm in there. I was wondering why I had members. I thought I was still on the AwesomeCast one, and it was we're over on YouTube for Indie. Anyways, I was like, we don't have that on this yet. So that's my awesome thing of the week. And hey, Mac, do you have an awesome thing of the week?
I'll
throw you a curveball.
Oh, do I have anything awesome to happen this week? I could probably figure something out in the next 5 minutes.
There you go. Well, we'll have a
Sorg,
yes.
I wanted to let you know I did put a thing in chat with hashtag AC755.
So you don't have to do the hashtag in chat.
Oh, okay.
But
I thought you had to do
in
the
case
hashtag.
you're wondering,
that was the thing.
This is what it looks like. So there you go. A nice little thing. That's the I Got Kids, which is an old Heath Slater thing from when he was in WWE. So there you go. So now we know that works, and it just disappeared right into your ear, apparently. I got to look at that sizing again. Apparently, it looks like. With that, hey, let's go toss to Chachi is back with Chachi's Video Game Minute. All right, minute 18, and we'll come back and do some Patreon. Why do I not have a Patreon thing in here? Where are they? Did you hear about this? The Counter-Strike 2 update caused $2 billion drop in their gear market.
Jesus Christ.
And Halo's coming to the PlayStation. We're not going to talk about that White House reaction to it.
There was you mean like Trump?
Yeah, his team from the White House accounts AI'd him with the Master Chief. because GameStop put a thing out that the console wars were over because the Halo remakes coming to PlayStation. So, in a reaction to that, their
The
marketing
war
team,
over. I ended
yeah,
another war.
they AI'd like Trump with Master Chief and bullshit like that. Microsoft is yet to comment.
Oh, they won't.
They're coming back in 5, 4, 3, 2. Thank you, Chachi, for that update. The Counter-Strike thing, it's really two astonishing stories. Like the fact that you can basically flip a bit in an update and make all of your highly expensive digital items mean nothing anymore is absolutely insane and should concern everybody with a Bitcoin wallet. So, and it's still kind of blowing my mind that Halo's coming to PlayStation. So, but this is a new video game world, I suppose. Patreon.com/AwesomeCast. You guys want to support the show? We have a Patreon only feed. A lot of us BSing here before the show, complaining about people in schools. Well, when some of us went there, at least, and so much more. Thank you, everybody that does support the show at patreon.com/AwesomeCast, including Brian Crawford, Cynthia Klosky, John DeGore, and Dave Podnar. And thank you, everybody. I see there's some free signups as well. That are on a few of our Patreon's pages. So thank you for following the show there. Hopefully you get a kick out of, we are doing a newsletter. We have a Substack as well that we turn this entire show into a newsletter. I had an extra bit in there and didn't realize that the old story about the 3DFX voodoo cards went out in some of it. So my proofreading was not great until I looked at it later. But hey, it's me. I'm doing what I can. So either way. So let's get into some other stories going on here. And Podnar, what's going on?
Okay. Well, let me go over something that was announced today.
Mm-hmm.
So Adobe had their Adobe MAX conference today.
Oh.
And they introduced a whole bunch of, and this will be a shock, AI things.
Woo!
Yeah. So some of these are.
Is this wait, before you get going, is this why I had a thing at the top of my Adobe Express asking if I want to get on the wait list for AI features? Did that just pop up?
There's a good chance it is, yes, because that was just announced this morning. So you can see they're adding a lot of things across a lot. Yeah, exactly. This isn't just one or two things. We're banking on AI because we don't want people to leave our subscription. Mm-hmm. Which, it understands the company. So it's little things like layering will be a lot better. If you do AI edits, as far as I know, there'll now be a separate layer. They won't be destructive edits if you do AI. Mm-hmm. So you can easily take them off if you don't like what's happening. There's just a lot. And I'm not overly familiar with everything Adobe has in its Creative Cloud, which I know if you do the full Creative Cloud, it's a lot of things, and and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but unless you're a big corporation, you don't need everything in the Creative Cloud.
No, but the problem is when you need certain things of a certain nature, like we are in a position between my wife and I that she was using Adobe Rush, which now has been deprecated. I'm using After Effects for some stuff. We all use Photoshop for just little things. I'm mostly using Adobe Express. Sometimes she'll need Illustrator. So like there's enough things that we can't get away with, like the photo package, So like you get kind of stuck with it for like the $50, $60 a month version of it. So and there's a lot in there. There's everything from 3D to HTML editing to, like there's a lot of tools in there that if you're in a media creativity space, like they would be very useful. So it's kind of nice because these always used to be $4,000-$6,000 a pop. So, right. And they're so in that aspect, if you want to look at, this is about how much we use there across the top as far as programs go. Media Encoder comes in handy if I'm stuck on a PC in the field and need to convert something. But Lightroom, Photoshop, and this includes the web versions too. So you get that, you get fonts, you get, signed documents in Adobe, those kinds of things. So that's the idea.
So yeah, that's kind of just if someone's involved with that, knowing what's
Mhm.
coming down the road. Some of the things that when they mention it, that kind of things that kind of get to me are things like upscaling of photos.
Sure, sure.
Going from supposedly it can do cropped or low resolutions in the 4K with realistic details.
Is this with Photoshop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I see.
generative upscales, and it says here you now have the option to leverage Topaz Labs AI.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
maybe
okay. Topaz is something that I've been looking at that is highly recommended. Did they purchase
Okay.
Topaz?
No, they're just working with them.
Okay, then
So-
I'm going to hold off on that Topaz subscription if they're doing that. Okay.
Yeah. And there's generative fill.
Mm-hmm.
So it's using Google Gemini Flash image.
So
it says here-
they're bringing
Black
in external AIs. I see Gemini
Mhm.
Flash, Black Forest Labs, and then their own Adobe Firefly. So
Right.
now you have an option of even how you do visual stuff. That's very interesting.
So that definitely helps. They have that is it harmonized in Photoshop, so blends everything together, which is a big deal. Now, this also will make it much harder to find out images that have been adjusted versus what's really happening there.
Well, even to the point where we put a photo in and we make our album art on Fishing Without Bait. I don't know if you've noticed lately, like I have a wide version that's on the YouTube of that image. I usually just put the square in there. That's an Adobe Express, and that's a generative fill. So it's expanding those pictures out. A lot of times it doesn't need it, but I made a square first and it generates it back out. But that's been a really interesting and really smooth operation when it comes to that. But that's in browser with Adobe Express. It's kind of their Canva.
Okay. So, I mean, like I said, if you're someone who's big into Adobe, just knowing that they're adding a whole bunch of AI stuff that definitely sounds like it isn't just gimmicks either. It isn't just, I don't know. Sora, as in me and Sorg being 1970s detectives running down someone.
Okay.
That could be a Sora, yeah.
It could be.
It could be something I produced recently.
So you're digging into that. So I'm actually digging a little bit into Premiere to see what they have. And again, I'm not going to use Premiere and pick it up anytime soon. But I already have. Sweb has been like, hey, you can just do this and have it automatically switch for you or something. And with AI, I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. AI object mask automatically detects and isolates people and objects in a video. That would be amazing because generally you're going in there basically hand rotoscoping those video options, right? With the masking. I've done this before. Really object tracking is what I need. And old Apple Motion would do this, which is kind of Apple's version of After Effects. Say masking tools, more fast vector masks. So there's some interesting. And then of course, they have updates to the Firefly as well. So okay, so a lot of AI. So this is the bulk of what they talked about today.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Was that was the main part, was we're adding all this new AI stuff. Like you said, basically the idea is you had to do this manually and have a lot of skill, a lot of hand-eye coordination, and take a lot of time. Now let us do it automatically.
Absolutely. So rolling from that, speaking of AI, I wanted to talk about, can we talk about the ChatGPT agent browser 1 week later? Now, I'm not going to say I used it 100% over this last week because I'm juggling between several browsers, and there were things where definitely today there's a workflow involving my LastPass extension or something like that where I just did not work right because they kind of hide a lot of that stuff in this browser. But I want to give you a use case that I just pulled up because the article you gave us, if you're with us on video, you see that it was a giant no pictures text article that's like a press release, right? With all the list of everything. And I was not going to be able to dig into this and pull out stuff. But I did pull the ChatGPT panel out in my browser and said, what did I say? What are the main features in this article? And it broke down. And that's how I was able to follow along with you, Podnar, because it said, hey, here's the major new AI innovations across Creative Cloud. And I know it's pulling directly from this article. So I'm a little more confident in the facts that it's generating out from this, right? So
Right. Versus you, like you said, versus asking a question where it's going off and you don't know
yeah,
where it's getting it from. It's pulling it from the article.
and there's been more of that. So there's been a lot more of that
Mhm.
going on too. So that's been kind of nice. So that's I'm that really works for me. So it's a nice kind of it's a nice addition to things. It's a nice you know assistive thing. I'm not used to. It's smooth. I've had the only problems is really kind of extension support. It's hard to get in there. Like so, let me show you. Usually it's in the upper corner. I have to go to my face, download into extensions, and then that's how I get into it. Right. It didn't. So it was hard to get to that and make it. It doesn't drop down the right way and everything when I'm doing stuff, and it's just like it was just very peculiar. But still, it's like 70% there. And I don't have much reason to not really use it at this point, I think. But yeah, I'm really happy with it so far. So we're going to continue playing with it. Here's the other thing I've been doing. I have been, I forget what I was working on yesterday or today, and I was trying to work my way around a problem that I was trying to solve. It was a software problem, I think, or maybe my Mac was doing something weird. So what I've been kind of doing, because I've been going to Google Gemini on my phone to ask it more things I would Google search for. I'm kind of not okay with ChatGPT doing that yet. So at a certain point, I just pulled 2 tabs up and pulled up Gemini and actually Gemini's in Google Chrome, so I should just pull up Chrome, honestly, right? Because I can probably do the same stuff. I can just say, hey, summarize this page or something, right? But I've been doing side by sides when I'm at my computer and have something I'm trying to solve. So that's my check is by throwing it at 2 AIs. And also kind of it's just a general, like I want to see, is one giving a different kind of answer? What do I like? Which way, one way or another, I'm kind of shopping them against each other. Right. So that's been kind of an interesting experiment. I found myself doing that by default yesterday, and I'm just like, okay. But yeah, that's kind of been how that's been rolling along. So, I mean, I don't think I'm going outside of, ChatGPT or Gemini at this point, because they're kind of right there in front of me. And the iPhone is also, I've mentioned before, I can ask things and it tells me in the car. I was trying to figure out what the battery situation was in my hybrid, and it gave me a really good answer about how there's 2 batteries, one's here under this and one's under this seat. And then my wife's like, yeah, I think there's only 1 battery in here, but we could put a second one in. I was like, I don't think that's true. And I tried to ask the thing again. I couldn't get and I kept, instead of getting a ChatGPT answer, I got like something from Motor Week about the main battery. And so it did a search and bring back instead of a ChatGPT and went back. But if I go to ChatGPT, it's in my history because it's attached to my account. Yeah. So not that I've gone back yet to do that, and it's really kind of hard to do that. But that's been really interesting. And then there was something else about like I asked the same, like I was talking about features for my 2012 Ford Escape, kind of thing. So anyways, sorry, Dave, you're trying to,
say. Now I've had it where I try to use CarPlay and, it doesn't give me the answer or it says I can't do that. I'm like, yeah, you should be able to tell me when sunrise is tomorrow morning. I'm not asking. So you have to do the little button to activate, the lady in the computer and say,
or in this case, the lady in the dashboard.
Exactly. Yes. And you first say ask GPT and then state your question. And that forces it to go into ChatGPT to give you an answer.
So wait, you got to do what?
Sure. Yeah. So if it's something where you're not happy with what Siri is giving you as an answer, you can say, when you hit the button to force it, ask ChatGPT and then state your question.
Okay.
And that'll force it to go out to ChatGPT.
This is a you used to be able to do something like this with you could
Well,
ask.
you can do that with Google search.
You could, yeah, you could used to be able to say, ask, hey, ask Google, hey,
Search
ask
Google for this.
ask Google to do. Back when it was like the original Google Assistant, you could activate Google Assistant via Siri. It didn't work half the damn time. It's just like the one in Waze never works right. That is now Google Assistant, which still doesn't seem to work right. But either way, I've never had it work right for you. What are you doing?
I have tried to.
You're just like, oh my god,
you
were doing the on the nose thing. So you're doing this thing to me.
I've been trying to. I was trying to report things like an accident happened.
Well, it's impossible. And with the update, we did this on the last trip to Carolina. When you go into that screen, it's always goes straight the voice. You're like, no, hit the button and go through it, because Missy will get every car on the side of the road and get all the points when she's navigating. It just every single time. And you know how many cars are just giving up on the side of the road going through Virginia and West Virginia? They've just given up all hope at that point. And anyways, all right, what else we got here? So let's say ChatGPT agent browser. I have not tried any of the supposedly you can go in and agentically do a process in my browser. There's a lot of people saying do not do anything important on this browser because now it could possibly go into ChatGPT. You know what, man? I don't think it's any different than you're on Windows and have Copilot looking at all your stuff. So
not really.
We're kind of all in on this.
Yeah.
You know, if you have a computer.
They found workarounds, but again, do your normal precautions. And I hate to say you're not that interesting, but you're not that interesting. I'm not that interesting. The general public is not that interesting. Now, if you're doing this for a large corporation, don't do that.
Yeah, that's a problem.
You know, that's different. But for the average person, you know, it could be cat. You could get hit with something, but very few people are going to be targeted. So, one thing I did want to mention that I have in there is the iOS setting to help with car sickness.
Oh, what is this?
So
this sounds like an awesome tip of the week.
Yes. So what causes car sickness is the fact that you're looking at something that isn't moving, and the car's moving. Your inner ear says, "Hey, we're moving," and your eyes go, "No, we aren't," and your brain goes, "Ugh," and you get car sick. So it's an option in iOS. There's apps for Google, but it's actually built into iOS that it will actually put white dots on the screen. And you can see on the video here, the white dots kind of on the outside of the screen. And they move with the car. So that will trick your brain into thinking, oh, what I'm looking at is moving just like I am, and not just something straight in front of you. And it works on car sickness.
So where do I go to update this?
Let's see here. It's under accessibility. And actually I'm using my phone as the car sickness iOS. Okay, let's see here. You go to settings, accessibility, motion, and there's vehicle motion cues.
So here, we're in accessibility, and there's motion.
There should be a motion.
And then vehicle motion cues. You can turn automatically in vehicle on or off. Interesting. Okay.
So, you know, when you attach to CarPlay, it'll start to be on the screen.
Yeah.
And, you know, you can customize it so the pattern can be regular or dynamic. So depending on, you know, what works best for people.
Oh, you know what's interesting? You actually don't see it. You can't see it on the screen. It doesn't. So it does it just for you. So it's not going to impose on anything else. There's some. I don't even know if you can see it here. There's some dots that came across here. I'm trying to see if there's anything I can do so you can kind of see them a little better. Here, let's just
turn down the brightness. Probably
we'll do a selfie here, and now you can see the dots.
Yep.
So those appear. So these are going to move with the car, though, right? So yeah, and as I'm juggling this around, you can kind of slightly see them moving and everything too. So that's going to be a nice brain trick situation. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to send that to my wife because she suffers from this. So can't play games or anything in the car. Can't read for extended periods in the car.
Yeah, I've had that problem back when we had to read books and didn't have devices.
Yeah,
so that makes a big difference.
Too bad you can't put this on our Windows laptop. If anybody knows if there's a car sickness mode on the Windows laptop, let us know so she can get some work done on those 8-hour trips. But that's very cool. No, thanks for that. That's I think it's going to help a lot of people out. So where are we at on time? EB Games is back. Remember EB Games? They got purchased by GameStop, which also purchased Babbage's and also purchased like 3 other things probably, right? What was GameStop before it was GameStop? Oh my gosh. Was it just EB Games? Yeah, right? Anyways, either way, it's back, kind of. Just like how Toys R Us was back, kind of. Yeah. So this is a CBD News Quebec talked about this, and EBX is the store that they've opened. It's one of those like flagship kind of store kind of situations, and it's really big on those in-person experiences. So they're talking about it's going to have interactive demos and things like that, pre-release kind of things. They're going to have in-store testing. So, they're trying to make an experiential thing out of it. And again, with the rebranding. So,
which makes perfect sense.
Sure.
I mean, you need to give people a reason to come out. And people want to have, if you're not familiar with the term third space.
Yes.
Okay, so people, you want to have the third space. And for people who are, let's say, my age in the 50s or people in their 60s, the mall was the third space.
Yeah. And
you didn't go there for shopping. You went there for the food court, to hang out, to play mini golf, just to be with people.
This is rec centers. This is coffee shops. This is malls, the theater, things of that nature, of course. So, and even, when somebody was telling me about like when they have, we were just talking about one of the wrestlers, Ruby Soho, open a D&D place, board, tabletop gaming space, and where, hey, come in, play your games, but, hey, we're going to sell coffee and stuff around you, right? Yeah. That's kind of what that needs to be. There's actually our friend Chris Brillatch was like one of the ones that was like early on saying, hey, all these malls are going away. Make some other spaces happen in those malls, and you kind of see that. I love going to dying malls across the country when I'm traveling and seeing, oh, they put this here. Oh, there's a slime time in this one. Oh, there's like a basketball court. The most interesting thing was going through the Pittsburgh mills. I think they've deprecated everything since, but there was a haunted house. There was literally like soccer practice, a dance studio, all those kinds of things out there, right? So, and again, it is a sign of the mall is not doing good, but also like not everybody's going to go to damn Nordstrom's. Okay, so there's only so many EBXs and box lunches that I can give a crap about in your mall. Putting a Condado taco there, that was a good move, South Hills. I'm out there a lot now. So Condado's amazing, Dave. Have you condadoed?
No, I have not.
I recommend it.
I don't think there's any in the eastern.
Yeah, probably not. But definitely.
And for those who don't know Pittsburgh, if it's either through a tunnel or across a river, we don't go there.
Yeah. I'm from middle of nowhere, so that's not a big deal for me. It keeps showing me the one for downtown. Anyways, that's not important. This isn't Taco Cast, although it could be. It could very well be Taco Cast. Intern Mac, did you get an awesome thing of the week yet?
I did.
Okay, what you got?
So it is in a month, but in a month they are doing what is called the Taco Bell DC 50K, where it's a 50K run, and you stop at
50K?
It's 50K.
Not a 5K, 50K.
50K starts at 8 a.m. It goes for 11 hours, and you stop at 9 Taco Bells along the way.
Oh my God.
The two big rules are by the fourth stop, all entrants must have consumed at least one Chalupa Supreme or one Crunchwrap Supreme. And by the 8th stop, all entrants must have consumed at least one Burrito Supreme or one Nacho Bel Grande.
This appears to be unofficial.
It is unofficial. However, there are routes on Strava, and you can sign up for it. And I'm trying very hard to get my friends to go down to DC with me.
Oh my!
Because I know, at the very least, I can probably walk 50K in 11 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
It depends on how much Taco Bell you eat.
Well, let's hear that's 30. That's a little over 30 miles.
It gets training now.
So you're talking.
Are you training by hitting the treadmill or hitting the Taco Bell, Dave?
Well, yeah, true, but I mean, you're talking if you're going, let's say, a little quicker than a 3 minute per mile pace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You should be safe.
3 minutes.
So you're talking like a 20-minute mile. If you're doing a little bit quicker than a 20-minute mile, you should be able to hit it that way.
What was your question, Mac?
I thought you said 3 minutes per mile, and I was like, I don't know if I could do that even without eating Taco Bell.
Nope. I love this because I just put it in the chat that I have with Missy and Katie, which I had another Taco Bell story in there that I never shared. So welcome to the Taco Bell cast officially. They are truly the innovators. So this is in California, LA area, Irvine, California. Is that in LA? Is it Irvine?
Yeah, it's
okay.
Close. It's close. Yeah.
Okay. So this is a Taco Bell cafe that was featured on CNBC recently. So you can go get your Taco Bell, but they're also going to be serving like coffee drinks alongside it as part of it. And what do you call dirty sodas and things like that, right? So this seems like, we've talked about the Taco Bell Cantina on here, right? Like there's been a couple of them. There was one that's like on a shore, like overlooking the water on a cliff or something. There's one in Las Vegas. I've been to that one. And there's also a Taco Bell wedding chapel in Las Vegas. I did not locate that. Also was not looking for services. But either way, so the Taco Bell Cantina will sell alcohol versions of drinks. So I got a dirty Baja Blast, which was tremendous, in a big spirally cup that I didn't know how I was going to get home because I did not pack any baggage for getting out there. But it's fine to fit in my backpack. So yeah, Taco Bell is definitely the food innovators.
Because the one thing you need with Taco Bell food
is
something that's heavily caffeinated coffee.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what happened, but
plan out where you're stopping.
Oh yeah. There better be some severe porta potties as you're going along here, right? So, you had I was trying to find the other thing. You had what happened at the Penguins game? This is good news that happened. Night. It was a furry night. When was the furry night?
Relatively recently.
Okay.
I think. So they had a bunch of furries show up at the hockey game. Mm-hmm. They had a box, and of course, being Pittsburgh loves the furries. Mm-hmm. So even the opposing people from Columbus, it looks like, and you gotta watch out your tail. They were just doing their thing, and people were cheering, getting pictures with them.
Love it.
Just enjoying what's happening. And hey, can I get a picture? Sure. So they just enjoyed them. They're just people, and they're just enjoying themselves.
Love it.
And to me, this is just growing up, especially when I grew up in the 80s in Pittsburgh, where you still had the leftover. The mills were just closing down, so you still had the mill workers, and you still had a lot of people who were like Korean War vets and World War II vets. And that, if you have that in your mind, that kind of serious, oh, what is this stupid? And then you're like, oh, by the way, there's a bunch of furries at the hockey game and everyone's happy.
I love it. Like, we're not Portland, perhaps, but we can be at times. Like I love to keep it weird of Portland. So anyways, I related to that, because I was told about this because I was catching up with Katie about her night at the Penguins game last night, because it was a little adventurous for not great reasons too. That was in the news today. But there was some good stuff that happened last night at that. There was the corgi race.
I saw the corgi race. I didn't realize it was the Pens game.
Yeah, it was at the Pens game. They had a
Because
corgi race.
It was bring your dog to the game night.
Yes,
right?
Yes, it was. And I asked about it was bring your pet pal, dog pal to the Penguins game, and there's a whole section for it. And I was like, do the dogs get a seat? And she's like, yes, they do. So I'm like, oh, that's amazing. I did not know that this was a thing. So
I saw someone post on TikTok. This is so-and-so's. It was a golden retriever, I think. Mm-hmm. First hockey game, and the dog was in the seat with the Penguin jersey, just enjoying, watching, seeing what's going around. So,
oh, a bunch of good boys. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Well, I think that is good for this week, Dave Podnar. I think we've awesomed it up. Prof Pod PGH in the iPhoneography podcast.
Yep, always glad to be here, and we're in between weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So last week was memories, and we're still trying to figure out what we're going to talk about next week.
All right, have fun with that. A lot of great stuff happening there. I know you had some. You dropped some pictures recently, didn't you? Oh no, I saw your initial ones from the airport. So. Yeah. We will be back next week. I think we'll finally begin Brian Crawford in. We had postponed him for a thing that didn't end up happening. So we'll hopefully be connecting with him and hearing about some awesome stuff from Japan. So that'll be a lot of fun. And also, since I didn't get a chance to, I want to give a shout out, get your plans going now. There is an AI and robotics demo day happening next Wednesday. It's November 5th, actually. 5th? Yeah, the 5th, whatever Wednesday is. Yeah. And it is free. My understanding is it's going to be free for the public. And so anybody can go down. It's at the David Lawrence Convention Center. It looks like they're taking over the entire floor, from what I'm deciphering here. Disclaimer, I will be there. Don't try to talk to me. It's because I'll be working. But yeah, there's going to be some keynotes there. We're going to be helping with some of the video and streaming technology. We're going to be helping stream the main stage. And a lot of these panels I think that they're talking about here are going to be a part of that. And so you can go check that out. Robotics and AI Discovery Day 2025 is the event if you want to go look that up. And you can find more information there. I'm learning about the public information myself right now. We've been working on some logistics in the background for a couple weeks now. So I'm really excited to be working with some old faces that we used to work with a lot in productions here before COVID, especially. So we have some fun stuff. And I'm going to be around drones all day, Dave. Ooh. I'm going to be helping around drones all day. And Missy's going to have a lot of cool stuff on her feed too. I bet that I'm going to want to go back and watch. So very excited for that. I really wish I had time to go around I'm hoping I can get a peek at everything when we do setup day on Tuesday. So, also we are going to do the shows next Tuesday. Hopefully they'll be on time based on how my day goes. So ideally they should be on time. There shouldn't be any reason that I shouldn't be here by the time we do a podcast next week. So looking forward to that. Dave Podnar, thank you so much. Intern Mac, thank you for hanging out. And how's that compared to the purple couch? We got you the guest chair from Fishing Without Bait.
It's comfortable. It's not nearly as comfortable as the couch, but I'm also not about to fall asleep. So
okay. This is your survey has been noted. At Sorgatron on the social medias, and happy Halloween, guys! Have fun out there. Be safe, and make sure you're taking care of everybody around you with things going on these days. If you are with us for 880 Wrestling, there's going to be actually a food drive here this Thursday to help out the local food bank. So if you happen to be coming down physically for that, please bring a non-perishable item, I guess is the official term for that. So, and we're going to be trying to help some people out. So thank you guys so much. Until next time, you are our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. This show is a member of the Sorgatron Media Podcast Network. Find out more at sorgatronmedia.com.
I'm Eamon.
I'm Merlin.
And we're a gay.
And his NB.
Are you a reality television connoisseur?
Do you like it discussed from an LGBTQ lens?
If so, A Gay and His NB is the podcast for you.
Hear us break down all your favorite guilty pleasure reality shows from Bravo, Drag Race, and just about everything in between.
Listen to A Gay and His NB on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.